I found out I was pregnant with twins. That same day, I was about to tell my husband when I overheard him talking to his father in the next room.
I don't have feelings for Vivian. I'm not gonna have kids with her. I only married her because you and Mom approved of her.
I kept the pregnancy to myself. Then I handed him divorce papers and left the country alone. He assumed our arrangement had simply run its course. He didn't try to stop me. 4 years later, I came home to New York with the twins to visit my grandfather, who had fallen seriously ill. An old friend of Cassian's named Quinn spotted me the moment I arrived at the hospital. Cassian had spent 4 years trying to track me down. Quinn called him. Cassian was in the middle of a board meeting.
Vivian is back in New York. She's visiting old Mr. Morgan.
He ended it on the spot and left.
Old Mr. Morgan.
I gave the front desk my grandfather's name and found the room without any trouble. He knocked. A warm voice came from inside. Cassian's heart was pounding.
Come in.
I thought it was a nurse. I wasn't expecting the man who walked through that door. My lips parted.
How is he here?
It had been 4 years. He looked exactly the same. Cassian smiled and walked in.
Mr. Morgan, I heard you weren't feeling well. I came as soon as I could.
He looked at Cassian warmly.
Cassian, good of you to come. Sit down, sit down.
There was only one sofa in the room. I was already sitting on one side. He turned his head and looked at me with an easy smile.
Viv, it's been a while.
I pressed my palm against my knee and managed a small smile.
Yeah, it has.
Cassian kept
Perhaps not,
talking with
Cassian.
my grandfather,
You were
but his
bad.
eyes kept drifting back to me. My grandfather watched him carefully. After about 40 minutes, Cassian stood to leave. My grandfather looked at me.
Viv, walk Castle down, would you?
I didn't want to, but I walked out with him anyway. We moved down the corridor side by side.
These past few years, have you been okay?
Pretty good. You? He smiled.
Same as always.
That wasn't true. It took him a few months after the divorce to understand how much he loves me. By then, I was already gone. He'd spent every day thinking about me. I stood on the sidewalk with a polite smile as Cassian opened the car door.
Thank you for coming to see my grandfather today. It means a lot.
Don't mention it. If you ever need anything, call me, even just as a friend.
I nodded and turned back toward the hospital entrance. That is when Sebastian came through a side door with the kids, my son and daughter, both of them toddling toward me on short legs. I scooped one up in each arm and kept walking. Cassian's car hadn't moved. He leaned forward, the window tint clearing, and saw a man with 2 small children, all 3 of them gravitating straight to me. Something in his chest tore open.
Office.
The car pulled away. He stayed at the office until almost 9. Work was the only thing that kept the images at bay. But the moment he closed his eyes that night, the scene outside the hospital replayed on a loop. She'd moved on, married someone else, built something real. She used to be my wife and I didn't take care of what I had. The desk lamp burned all night. By the time morning light filtered through the curtains, he hadn't slept. He pressed his fingers to his temples, got up, showered, drank 2 large black coffees, and went back to work. 2 weeks later, Grandpa was cleared to leave the hospital. My brother Alex and I arrived early that morning to bring him home. The car pulled through the gate of the Morgan estate and into the drive. Before it had fully stopped, the twins came running. He took one hand in each of his and beamed.
There are my 2. Did you miss me?
Yes, great-grandpad.
The house had always been quiet, just the housekeeper and the staff. Now there were children's shoes by the door and crayon drawings on the hall table, and the rooms felt warmer than they had in years. That evening, after I got both kids down, I slipped out of their room. The housekeeper was waiting in the hallway.
Miss Whitfield, your grandfather is asking for you in the study.
I'll be right there. When I reached the second-floor study, I found Grandpa and Alex already seated at the table by the window, just several folders spread across the surface.
Vivian, what happened?
Henderson said you called me in a hurry.
Well, looks like there was a misunderstanding. My dear, sit down. You look terrified.
I greeted them both and settled into an empty chair.
Alex, Vivian. I asked Henderson to bring you both up because I have something to say. Your mother was my only child. That makes you my only heirs. After this illness, I know I'm not what I was. You'll need to take responsibility for the family's business. Both of you.
My chest tightened, watching him in the lamplight, silver-haired, a little thinner than before.
Grandpa, I'm still at Helios Corp.
Helios Corp was our father's company. Our father had built it from nothing. And for the past 5 or 6 years, Alex had worked there as a junior sales rep. Our father's explicit instruction.
You'll run the company one day. You can't run something you don't understand from the ground up.
So Alex stayed, year after year. His performance didn't matter. His father never mentioned a promotion.
Alex, why do you still have any illusions about that man? If he had plans for you, he wouldn't keep you in the same entry-level role for 6 years. My own grandson, working as a glorified junior for half a decade. Does that make any sense to you?
Grandpa, if I walk out now, won't those years be wasted?
I understood both sides. Our father hadn't moved Alex despite having every opportunity to do so. That said enough about his intentions. But Alex wasn't wrong either. Their father was aging. Alex was still his only son and heir.
I don't know what he's thinking. Vivian is a daughter. I understand he's biased. But you are his only son.
Alex said nothing. None of us knew what our father was planning. Whatever it was, he seemed to be holding even his own son at arm's length.
Viv, you've been back in New York a little while now. What are you thinking?
Get the kids enrolled first. Then whatever you need from me, Grandpa.
You spent the last few years abroad in gemology and jewelry design. You built a solid client base and private commissions over there. You know the industry well. I'd like you to take over Heron Jewelers.
I kept my voice easy.
Should I start at the bottom first?
He laughed.
Neat, I trust you completely. Even if you run the whole thing into the ground, consider it practice.
Something warm moved through me.
I'll give it everything I have.
When we'd finished talking about me, Grandpa looked back at Alex.
You're the Whitfield heir, but you're also mine. I'm still on my feet. I can carry this for a few more years. After that, I can't say.
Alex said quietly.
Give me 1 year, Grandpa. Whether or not I end up with Dad's company, I'll step into Morgan Housings within a year. You'll be able to rest.
Grandpa finally nodded.
Good. 1 year. It's late.
The three of us said goodnight. Good night, Grandpa. The penthouse on the 23rd floor of Riverside Tower. I hadn't been back in years. I'd kept the access code but expected the biometric registry to have purged me long ago. I said my name. Vivian Whitfield. Then the voice print prompt, a soft tone, waiting, a half-second pause. The lock released. The real estate agent stepped in behind me. He looked around.
Everything's been kept clean. You'd never know the place had been empty.
I was still working that out when Mrs. Miller came in from the balcony holding a watering can. Her face opened into a bright smile.
Mrs. Sterling, you're back.
I winced.
Mrs. Miller, we've been divorced. That isn't really appropriate anymore.
She flushed.
I'm so sorry, Miss Whitfield. Old habit.
It's fine. But why are you here? I settled your wages the day I moved out.
Mr. Sterling hired me to keep the place, so it would be ready whenever you came back.
Something complicated moved through me. Cassian had never paid attention to things like this when we were married, and now, years after the divorce, he'd quietly arranged it all. If I said I felt nothing for Cassian, that would be a lie, but I'd heard it from his own mouth.
I don't have feelings for Vivian. I'm not gonna have kids with her.
Whatever small thing had been growing in me back then, it died the moment those words did. The agent interrupted my thoughts.
Miss Whitfield, is it alright if I take some photos?
Of course, go ahead.
You're selling?
It's just sitting here. Better to free up the capital.
I read her expression without difficulty.
Mrs. Miller, if nothing else comes up for you, would you consider coming to work at the Morgan House?
She said immediately.
I would love that.
One condition. You cut contact with Cassiel. Completely.
She tapped the slim band on her wrist without hesitation and swept it away in front of me. The agent finished his photos. I left with Mrs. Miller. When Mrs. Miller saw the twins back at the Morgan house, she understood immediately why I had insisted. She stared at the two of them, both unmistakably carrying Cassian Sterling's features. The boy especially. His eyes, his nose, the set of his jaw. She'd watched me go through morning sickness right before the divorce. There was no question in her mind.
Mrs. Miller, these two are your main responsibilities from now on. Go there.
I introduced her to the kids. Mrs. Miller had worked as a nanny and infant caregiver for years, and it showed. Warm, patient, instinctively good with them. By the next morning, she was out in the garden with both of them on her own. I breathed out. That was one thing settled. Next, find a preschool and start preparing to take over Harrow Jewelers. A few weeks later, the whole household was gathered around the long dining table at lunch when the housekeeper came over quietly.
Miss Whitfield, you've had several calls.
And held out the housecom panel. I thanked him, stepped away from the table, and answered.
Miss Whitfield, this is Selena from Northbridge Realty.
Hi, Selena. What's going on?
Someone came to view your listing this morning. They've already put down a deposit. I wanted to check your schedule for signing the transfer paperwork.
The apartment was listed at $18 million. It had been on the market for 1 day.
Already?
I said. Selena laughed.
I was surprised too. He just had a quick look around and
Pulled out his card.
Is he local? Sounds like it from his accent, but I didn't recognize him. Maybe I'm just bad with faces. I'll go there this afternoon.
I didn't push further. I walked into the Northbridge Realty office. The buyer's face was familiar in a way I couldn't immediately place. I hadn't been to Cassian's company. I'd only crossed paths with this man once, at a formal dinner. I didn't know he was Cassian's executive assistant.
Miss Whitfield, this is Mr. Joe.
Miss Whitfield, good to meet you.
Mr. Zhang, you barely looked at the place before agreeing to buy it. Are you sure about this? I'll refund the deposit if you've changed your mind.
Selena looked vaguely alarmed. Sellers don't usually say things like that. I didn't care. He didn't look like the type to be spending $18 million of his own money. Mr. Joe appeared briefly surprised.
Good eye, Miss Whitfield. I'm acting on behalf of my employer. He wanted a riverfront penthouse. I sent him the video this morning, and he approved it immediately.
Who's your employer? New York isn't that big. I might know him.
Joe thought.
You definitely know him, better than almost anyone. He's fairly private, travels a lot for work. You probably haven't crossed paths.
He smoothly redirected the conversation.
Shall we get started on the paperwork?
I let it go. We signed the transfer documents and wrapped up the sale. Back in his car afterward.
Connecting to Kaislyn.
Over the following weeks, I visited schools, sat through tours, and reviewed application packets. The morning the acceptance letter arrived, I felt nothing but quiet satisfaction. My kids were sharp, well-mannered, and curious. Of course they got in. After breakfast, I took them to the mall to pick up a few things. We were coming out of a store when I spotted her. My stepmother, Diana, moving down the gallery on the far side in a loose silk dress. I turned us around immediately and started walking the other way. Diana had already seen me.
Vivian? Is that you? When did you get back?
I kept moving and didn't answer. She had two faces. Around my father, she was gentle and soft-spoken. Around my brother and me, she was something else entirely. Sharp-tongued, pointed, never missing a chance to remind us where we stood.
Vivian Whitfield! You and your little...
Smiled, turned, and walked away. She was wearing that loose dress for a reason. The small, careful curve I'd noticed under the fabric. I filed it away. It explained everything. Why our father had kept Alex in that entry-level job for 6 years. He was waiting to see what came next. That evening, at the rooftop suite of a bar downtown, Cassian stood at the floor-to-ceiling windows in a black shirt and trousers, a whiskey glass in one hand. His back was to the room. He looked like he was watching the city, but he wasn't really seeing it. Quinn and Marcus pushed through the door. They took one look at him and both went quiet for a moment.
I heard Vivian's back in New York. Why do you still look like someone ran over your dog?
Quinn had tried to cut him off. He hadn't been fast enough. Cassian turned and looked at them without saying anything. He went to the bar, picked up the bottle, and poured himself another measure. Quinn shook his head slowly. He is in bad shape. His voice came out rough.
She's married. 2 kids.
I know it's hard, but she's moved on. Maybe it's time you did too.
Marcus nodded.
She's remarried, she has a family. What can you do? Stop putting yourself through this. Let her go. You two have never had your heart. You're broken. You don't know what this is like. 4 years of nothing, and I still couldn't let go. Now she's right here in the same city. It's worse, not better. So what are you gonna do?
Cassian looked down. A strand of hair fell across his forehead. He didn't answer for a long time. He picked up his glass and finished it. He didn't know what he was going to do, but he knew this. If he couldn't have her back, he wouldn't marry anyone else. Quinn and Marcus gave up trying to comfort him. They just drank with him instead. Cassian got very drunk that night. He dreamed. In his dream, the system found a seam and pulled him through it, back to 4 years ago. The way a memory reconstruction feels when it runs too clean. Edges too sharp, silence too complete. He was drunk that night. Reckless, exhausted, lonely. She tasted like wine and winter air when he kissed her. Later, in the pale glow of the bedside lamp, he noticed the small crimson stain against the white sheets. He remembered staring at it for a long time. For a moment, she had looked unbearably beautiful. Morning at the Morgan estate. I came downstairs with the twins to find Grandpa already at the head of the table. The kids climbed into their seats and looked at him expectantly. Mango pudding and a slice of chocolate cake appeared on their plates, and both children lit up. Grandpa had quietly hired a pastry chef just for them. We were midway through breakfast when a loud bang came from outside. The housekeeper quickly picked up the intercom. A moment later,
Mr. Morgan, your son-in-law is here. He drove through the front gate.
Grandpa stood up. His voice was composed and cold.
I'd like to see what he thinks he's doing.
I told Mrs. Miller to keep the kids at the table and followed my grandfather outside. My father was standing in the drive. When he saw Grandpa, he straightened up, and then he saw me, and whatever composure he'd managed collapsed back into fury.
Mr. Morgan, ask your granddaughter what she did to my wife.
My grandfather's jaw tightened. I told my grandfather exactly what had happened.
She called my great-grandchildren that word first. In my view, one slap was lenient. If you come into my house and speak about Vivian's children that way again, I will have you removed.
My father turned red.
Mr. Morgan, you're only hearing one side of this. I know my wife. She would never use language like that.
I smiled faintly. He'd known Diana for less than 10 years and was certain he understood her. He'd known me my entire life and had no interest in taking my word for anything.
Vivian, apologize to your stepmother! On your knees!
I looked at him steadily. Who exactly do you think you're talking to?
I'm your father!
You stopped being my father the day you threw me out of that house. As far as I'm concerned, we don't have that relationship anymore.
He stepped toward me.
Blood doesn't just disappear because you say it does. Get on your knees and apologize!
Someone come and remove these two from my property.
8 security staff came around the corner. Diana, who had been quiet until that moment, pressed a hand to her stomach and said faintly,
"Darling, I'm not feeling well."
My father went still. He looked at the security staff, then at Diana, and the fight seemed to drain out of him. He helped her to a bench near the garden wall. Nobody moved. Grandpa watched all of this with perfectly level contempt.
If you won't leave, I'll call the police. You drove a car through my front gate. That's criminal trespass. I'd be happy to let that play out however it needs to.
My father's face cycled through several expressions. Diana, reading him perfectly.
I'm tired. I'd like to go home.
He helped her to the car. As they were pulling out, my grandfather called after him pleasantly.
The repair bill for the gate! I'll have my assistant send you the bill later.
We went inside. I took Grandpa's arm and walked with him to the sitting room, and we both took a breath.
He's becoming more embarrassing by the day.
Don't let him get to you. He's not worth it.
I knew who my father was. I'd always known. To him, I was a chip to play, a name to trade. When I stopped being useful, he let me go without a second thought. We settled onto the sofa together. After a moment, Grandpa said,
He's always resented me.
I didn't know there was anything between you.
A few years before you came back, Helios Corp hit a cash crisis. He came to me, asked me to bail him out. I said no. Your mother made me promise, years will figure it out eventually. I was never to put money into his company again.
Something shifted in my chest.
I blamed you for that, for a while. When the money ran out, the only option left was to marry into the Sterling family. That was how I ended up with Cassian. $500 million that kept Helios Corp from going under.
I didn't know he arranged that marriage. I would never have allowed it.
Grandpa, I've made my peace with all of it. Without Cassian, I wouldn't have my 2 kids. And you were right not to keep bailing him out. People have to learn to stand on their own.
You've changed a great deal. You think differently now.
I became a mother. It changes how you see everything.
The children look like Cassian. The Sterling family will figure it out eventually. What will you do when they do?
I'll deal with it when it comes. If they want to fight me for custody, I'll fight back. I just hope it's later rather than sooner.
As it turned out, I didn't have to wait long. We'd barely finished the conversation when the housekeeper appeared at the door.
Show her in.
I moved quickly.
Mrs. Miller, take the kids to the back garden, please.
Lily Sterling. I hadn't seen her in years. She came in wearing a pale linen jacket, easy smile still exactly the same. She handed a gift bag to the housekeeper.
Viv, I heard you were back. I had to come see you.
Come inside. I met her at the entrance hall, and we walked in together. In the sitting room, she greeted my grandfather warmly, and he told her to sit, with his usual generosity. Grandpa excused himself to the study. Without him in the room, Lily relaxed. We traded news, caught up on the small things. Then, without quite meaning to, she ended up talking about her brother.
My brother has become such a workaholic.
He's at the office until midnight half the time. He has more money than he could ever spend, and he just keeps making more. Why does he bother?
I turned my teacup in my hands.
He was always like that.
It feels different now. It's like, outside of work, nothing interests him. And the insomnia. His doctor can't find anything physiologically wrong.
I didn't say anything. Lily had a lunch plan. I walked her out through the garden, and that was when we heard the kids. My grandfather kept birds, including a pair of peacocks, and both children were completely obsessed with them. Lily slowed down.
Are those children's voices?
She followed the sound and found them before I could redirect her. My son and daughter, 3.5 years old, crouching near the peacock enclosure. She went very still. I waved at the kids. They trotted over.
Say hello.
Hello.
You're both so sweet. You can call me Lily. Where's their father?
Don't you have lunch? Walk with me. As we made our way to the drive, I said,
Their father is still overseas. He has things he can't step away from right now. My grandfather's been unwell, so I brought the kids and came ahead.
She'd heard what I said.
I see.
But those faces were still in her mind, and she wasn't convinced. That afternoon, she went back to her cafe to work. By the time evening came, she was driving home to the Sterling house. She walked in past the main parlor, where a number of well-dressed women were gathered, music playing faintly.
Is there some kind of event happening tonight?
Mrs. Sterling has invited several eligible young women for a dinner party.
Should be interesting.
She found a quiet corner, settled in with a glass of red wine, and looked around for her brother. She overheard a cluster of women nearby. They'd said they were basically there for show. That with Victoria in the picture, the rest of them were just taking up space. 2 of them had already drifted over to watch. Lily rolled her eyes. Her brother didn't want Victoria. He didn't want anyone. He just wanted to work. Lily waited all evening.
Lily, when did you get back?
A little while ago. Walk with me. I have something to tell you.
She asked him on the way up.
Are you actually planning to pick one of those women?
Of course not.
Then why show up?
Mom gave me a choice. Come to the dinner or meet them one-on-one. The dinner seemed like the lesser catastrophe.
Then she remembered.
She's trying the same thing with me, by the way.
What did you want to tell me?
I went to see the Morgans this morning.
And?
She drew out the pause.
How is she?
She's fine. She has 2 kids. Very sweet, very cute.
You saw them?
I did. Cass, those children look like you. Especially the boy. The eyes, the nose, I'm not exaggerating.
You're serious? You're not messing with me?
I'm completely serious. Why would I make that up?
Do you think, when she filed for divorce, could she have already been pregnant?
I don't know. That part's between you 2.
He thought back. He hadn't been careful. If she hadn't taken anything the next morning, it was entirely possible. And the timing worked. If she'd gotten pregnant then, the children would be about the right age. He'd only seen them from across the hospital parking lot. He hadn't been able to make out their faces clearly. Lily asked quietly,
"If they are yours, what?"
Full sweep.
3 days later, the compiled file arrived through the encrypted channel. Cassian opened it on the wall panel and read it through twice, and something in his chest that had been clenched for 4 years slowly let go. The AI had pulled her travel records, port logs, and residential registry from Manchester. She'd been living abroad alone with the children. She hadn't remarried. As long as that was true, there was still something to work with. He went to the Morgan house to find her. She was in the dance studio with their daughter. A small figure in a white ballet skirt stood at the bar beside her mother, and the 2 of them moved in front of the mirror in perfect synchrony. Graceful, unhurried, beautiful. Cassian stood in the doorway and didn't make a sound. He didn't want to break it. When the music stopped, he noticed the boy for the first time. His chest tightened. Vivienne straightened up from toweling off her daughter's face and saw him in the doorway. The boy got there first. He walked straight up to Cassian and looked up at him with frank curiosity.
Who are you?
Cassian had absolutely no idea how to answer that. Vivienne came over and touched her son's shoulder.
Julian Rain, this is Mr. Sterling.
Hi, Mr. Sterling.
Something bitter and sad moved through him. Vivienne sent them off with Mrs. Miller for water and a change of clothes. Then she led Cassian up to the third-floor sitting room, and they took seats on opposite sides of the low table. She looked at him with a calm, direct expression.
What brings you to the Morgan house?
You're smart, Viv, you already know.
She picked up her teacup and set it back down.
If it's business, you should speak with my grandfather.
It's not business.
His eyes stayed on her face.
I want to talk about the children. They're mine, aren't they?
She kept her voice even.
They're mine. They don't have anything to do with you.
Then explain why they look exactly like me.
Children take after their parents. Their father happens to have similar features to yours.
The corner of his mouth curved slightly. His voice was almost gentle.
Similar features. Viv, you've gotten very good at lying with a straight face. Tell me, who is their father then?
She sat up straight.
After the divorce, I met someone abroad. We were together a few months. It didn't work out.
He studied her.
I had the children and raised them on my own.
Anyone else might have believed it. He didn't.
Then let's run a quantum gene trace. The results don't lie.
She looked down at her tea. The room was quiet. After a moment, he said,
You won't agree to it?
She let out a breath.
Fine. If that's what you want.
Julian slid off his chair, crept up to the third-floor door. The door was solid and gave nothing away. He waited several minutes, then gave up, retrieved a book from the study, and went back to his room.
Did you hear anything? Is he our dad? No, I couldn't hear.
Rain pressed close to him, whispering.
I thought maybe he was.
Since the day I told them their father was alive, that he hadn't died, both children had quietly been waiting. When Cassian walked in, something in both of them had responded to him in a way they couldn't explain. They'd only just met him, but there was a pull there. A familiarity they didn't have words for yet. Julian looked at his sister.
Do you like him, Mr. Sterling?
She nodded.
Do you like him more than Sebastian? Mr. Sterling is really handsome, but I think I like Sebastian more.
Outside the door, Sebastian stopped walking. He waited.
Julian! Rain!
He felt something in him go soft.
Guess what I brought?
A pink plush bear for Rain. Rain clutched the bear immediately. A new architecture set for Han. Han ripped open the architecture set and started building without waiting. When Cassian and I came downstairs, we found Sebastian cross-legged on the floor in the middle of it all. I cleared my throat. All three looked up.
Time to practice piano.
The kids put down their toys. Cassian and Sebastian were left alone in the sitting room in an atmosphere that was not particularly comfortable. Then the piano began. Cassian stood up and followed the sound. Sebastian followed Cassian. Rain was at the grand piano, posture perfect, eyes on the sheet music, playing with startling precision for her age. I stood beside Han near the window, both of us listening. When she finished,
a few notes were off. Here, this section builds. Feel the swell of it.
I played it through for her once.
I understand, Mama.
She played it again. The evening light came through the tall windows and fell across my face. I was entirely focused on her. Cassian's heartbeat was loud in his own ears. My grandfather came home from the office to find both of them still there. He paused, took it in, and quietly told the housekeeper to set 2 extra places. At dinner, Grandpa sat at the head of the table. Cassian and Sebastian were on either side of him. I chose the seat beside Sebastian.
Help yourselves. Don't stand on ceremony.
Everything smells incredible. You remembered exactly what I like.
The housekeeper bowed slightly. Sebastian felt the dynamics and did not enjoy them. Grandpa and Cassian fell into conversation about industry. Sebastian's family was in tech. He said nothing and tried not to look uncomfortable. I picked up the serving spoon and added a piece of fish to Sebastian's plate.
This one's fresh. Try it.
He thanked me and shot a sideways look at Cassian. Cassian smiled faintly. He served a shrimp onto my plate, already peeled.
The shell can scratch. Let me.
Thank you, but you're a guest. I can manage.
He remembered. I used to do this for him. He'd never done it for anyone. He was never the one who reached. Something about seeing him do it now felt strange. Cassian kept going. Sebastian started piling everything within reach onto my plate. My food stacked up faster than I could eat it.
I can't fit anymore. Please stop.
My grandfather watched all of this with quiet, amused eyes. Cassian got home after 10. The living room was still lit. His father looked up from the sofa.
We were waiting for you.
This late? What's going on?
We wanted to ask you about the children. Why didn't you tell us?
Lily told us. You kept this from us?
He stayed calm.
I wasn't trying to hide it. I wanted to wait until I was certain.
Lily says they look just like you. That makes it very likely.
He'd been certain the moment he saw them.
Let's wait for the test results, then we'll figure out next steps with Viviana.
What test? You don't need a test. If Vivian says they're yours, I trust her.
She's the one who said they aren't mine. That's why I'm running the test.
If you hadn't filed those papers in the first place, she wouldn't have left. Give me back my daughter-in-law. Give me back my grandchildren. Give me back my grandchildren.
Sophia, your hand.
Cassian raised an eyebrow.
40 years and still going.
His father looked at him.
When is the test?
Tomorrow. I already have what I need.
A cellular swab. The kind that fed directly into a quantum locus reader. His father nodded.
Take it yourself.
His mother composed herself, then looked at him with soft, eager eyes.
Do you have a photo?
The children building in their room, practicing at the piano, chasing each other across the garden lawn. She was simply overwhelmingly happy.
They look exactly like you did at that age. Those are my grandchildren. I know it.
His father was already telling the housekeeper to prepare 2 of the larger guest rooms. The following evening, the Morgan House sitting room. My brother Alex and my grandfather sat on the sofa, a news program playing on the television that neither of them was watching. The quantum gene trace results were due tonight. I came downstairs quietly and settled beside Alex.
Both asleep?
He said.
They wore themselves out this afternoon. Knocked out halfway through the second story.
Grandpa sighed gently.
The results should be ready by now, Viv.
I kept my voice light.
Not much suspense in it.
I took out the comm panel. I opened the secure message channel. The result was there. I scrolled down. Read it. I went very still.
The tested individuals do not share a biological relationship?
I had been with one person. Exactly one. In my entire adult life. These children could not be anyone else's. And yet, Alex saw my face and reached for the panel. He read it. He looked up at me. Grandpa leaned forward.
What is it?
He put on his reading glasses and leaned over the panel. His lips moved slightly.
How can this be?
I steadied myself.
Grandpa, this is good news. Someone is looking out for us. The results say the children aren't Cassiel's, which means he has no legal grounds to pursue custody. That's the best possible outcome for me. I just hope it holds up for as long as possible. Once the Sterlings get involved, everything gets complicated again.
I messaged Sebastian that night. 3 words, meet me tomorrow. He was already there when I arrived.
You tampered with it.
He didn't deny it.
I have someone at the processing note. It took one override command.
That's not your decision.
You didn't want the fallout. I didn't want you to have it.
If he runs another trace, you can't stop it.
I can push the same override through the second node too.
Don't do that again.
Then what do you want?
To figure it out myself. Across the city, Cassian read the report twice. Set it down, looked at the skyline. He thought about Julian's eyes, the way the boy had walked up to him without hesitation, like he already knew. He touched the wall panel.
Get me Dr. Reeves, the genomics specialist.
Then he sat back and thought.
Someone overwrote the locus data at the processing note. The question is who?
His mother's call came through 3 times that evening on the wrist comm. On the 3rd.
The results came back.
I know.
Caspian. Those children.
Mom, let me handle it.
You don't believe it either.
He didn't answer. He didn't need to. 42 floors below, New York glittered, indifferent. He opened his contacts, scrolled to her name. He didn't call. Not yet. But he was already moving. Sophia Sterling, her husband, read the report standing up.
It could be wrong.
It is wrong. I've looked at those children.
I'm running a second trace. Isolated quantum chain, no shared nodes with the first lab, no lawyers, no contact with Vivian from either of you.
His mother opened her mouth.
Mom.
He looked at her.
I mean it.
2 days later, he arrived at the Morgan House, the Meridian expansion, a project they genuinely needed to discuss. Vivienne was not delighted. Halfway through the meeting.
You're here again.
I am.
Do you want to see my chess set? The pieces are marble.
Cassian glanced at Grandpa, who waved a hand. He followed Julian down the hallway without looking back. I watched them go and told myself not to feel anything about it. The chess game lasted 45 minutes. At the door, I said,
You could have sent someone for the Meridian meeting.
I could have.
He looked at me steadily. He left. I stood in the cold doorway after his car had gone. He is going to run another trace, I thought. And there is nothing I can do to stop him. I went back inside. 4 days later, a message came through. Would Julian want a rematch? I showed it to Julian, who said yes before I'd finished reading it aloud. I lasted 10 minutes in the doorway before making myself leave. Upstairs, I opened the Harrow Quarterlies and read the same paragraph 4 times. When I came back down, Cassian was leaning forward. Julian was watching him with the patience of someone who had already seen the next 3 moves.
You left it open, you were thinking about the queen, but you forgot this side.
Good game.
You're better than last time. You just need to think further ahead.
Cassian sat in his car afterward and didn't tell the driver to go anywhere. Julian had his eyes, his cheekbones, the particular stillness of someone calculating before they commit. He typed a message to his investigator, second node, isolated quantum chain, fastest turnaround. Then he put the phone away and looked out the window. She was pregnant when she filed, he thought. She was pregnant and she left anyway.
Sir, where to?
Office. Take the long way.
Sebastian calmed Friday.
The Whitfield Foundation Gala. Next Thursday. 2 seats. Come with me.
It's not a date.
It's not a date. It'll benefit the Harrows.
Fine, I'll come. But in my own car.
At dinner, I mentioned it.
Sebastian invited me to the Whitfield Foundation Gala.
Alex looked at his plate with careful neutrality.
Say it.
Sebastian's a good man. Be honest with him about where things stand.
Things don't stand anywhere yet.
That's my point.
Grandpa refilled his tea and said nothing. The gala was everything Sebastian promised. Good champagne, the right crowd. 3 conversations that could open real doors. He was easy company, present when it mattered, invisible when it didn't. By 9, I was glad I'd come. Then I saw Cassian across the room. Sebastian followed my line of sight.
He was always going to be here.
I know.
Viv, is there anything left? For you? Not him. You?
Sebastian deserved a real answer. I gave him one.
I don't know yet.
He nodded slowly.
Okay, I'd rather know than not.
Across the room, Cassian turned his head and found me without searching. 2 seconds, then back to his conversation. Sebastian handed me a fresh glass.
There's someone from the auction house you should meet.
I followed him. I felt those 2 seconds for the rest of the night. 5 days before the results, Cassian appeared with a chess book for Julian. No business reason, just the book, set on the hall table. Julian materialized in 30 seconds and said, "Come on," and that was that. He came back the next day with a contract amendment. 40 minutes of business, then another hour with Julian. The day after, no reason at all. Just a message. "Is Julian home?" I replied. Yes. He arrived 20 minutes later. I didn't stop him. I told myself it was because the children deserved to know their father. That was true. It was also true that I'd started listening to his car in the drive without meaning to. On the 4th day, I was in the garden with Rain when he came around the side of the house. Rain held out her hand toward him.
Shh, you can look, but be quiet. He's nervous.
Cassian crouched to her level.
What's his name?
Rain considered.
Gerald.
Good name.
I watched Cassian watch my daughter and thought, the results are coming. Things are already different from a week ago. I didn't know yet if that was good.
Dad reached out through his lawyer.
Alex called Tuesday.
Helios is in trouble.
I already knew. There'd been a piece in the financial press 2 weeks ago. Vague but readable, over-leveraged. Bad deals were made without the board.
How bad?
Bad enough that he's calling us.
Another pause.
Diana lost the baby.
Early, but still.
Wait! We met at the diner near his office. Corner booth, bad lighting, good pie. We'd been meeting here since college. The kind of place where you could say things out loud.
I'm not asking Grandpa to bail him out.
I know.
He made his choices.
I know that too.
But if Helios goes under, people downstream lose everything. People who had nothing to do with his decisions.
There's a difference between helping him and helping them. I won't do one, I might do the other.
That's very fair of you.
It's just the line I can live with.
Neither of us called our father back that day, but we both knew we would.